our hair story you're witnessing.
Hello, my name is Darkwa. I am 27 years old. I live in Stoke Newington, London. I am non-binary, and I think I might be pansexual, but I don't know.
Hi, my name is Dolly. I'm 27 years old. I live in London and Hertfordshire, and I am pansexual.
Okay, and I'm Felix. I am gay. I live in Stoke Newington. Ah, no, stop. Maybe I should say I'm slightly robotic too.
My name is Hema, also known as Hema K, and I am a female, woman, whatever you want to call it, and I am heterosexual.
So my name is Carice Williams, also known as K Soul. I am heterosexual, I'm LGBT ally, honey.
Hi, my name's Ohima. I'm 25 years old and I'm of Ghanaian descent.
Hello everyone, my name is Ola, also known as Glow with Ola on the internet streets. I am 39 years old, I am gay, and I'm a male.
So my name's Royal and I live in Bulawayo. I'm 6 years old.
My name is Samel. What's your name?
It's Amara.
And what's your sister's name?
That is sister.
Baby sister, what's her name?
That is baby sister.
Her name's Akina.
That is Anna.
I'm a bloke, I'm a dude. One of the lads.
Growing up, I would say most of the time I had natural hair. I felt like my mother, in particular, wanted me to keep the natural vibe to myself, so I always had an afro.
I think my mum, because I kind of had the longest hair out of my sisters, when it got cut this short, my mum was kind of stunned. However, it did look good, so what can you say, really?
Growing up, I'd see pictures and videos around the house of my mum and my grandma and my dad with their natural afro, and I kind of wondered why I never really used to see that growing up much. When I was pregnant with my first daughter, Imara, I decided to grow my perm out because I wanted my daughters to grow up knowing that there's beauty in their hair. And I think a huge turnaround for me as well is when I became a mum. I started to not shy away from the things that make me happy and the things that make me me.
I wasn't actually allowed to grow my hair, so my parents forbade me from growing my hair. So when I say that, I mean every single week I was at the barber's, having my head squeezed and pushed around. Literally, it's like a skin cut. And I had that for every single year of my life up until I was actually 18. And I got into university, I grew my hair out. As soon as I got back home for Christmas, hair off, nothing. I wasn't allowed to keep it.
Having come into my non-binary identity and actively just presenting the way I want without trepidation, without fear of how it's gonna be taken by them, they also are just like, okay, cool, that's normal. Not only did I feel like I had finally come into me, but everyone around me instantly felt it too.
There's a lot of things about Ghanaians that people would say were negative in terms of, like, you know, your dark skin, this, that. Obviously grown to love that too, but the hair was something no one could ever fuck with. You can never fuck with Ghanaian hair. Yeah.
So hair for me, I feel like it's a form of social interaction as well. So you go to the club and you've got a new hairstyle, you go to the toilets and you meet girls in the bathroom. And they're like, yes, honey.
Family members, cousins, this, that, we all have that kind of culture that we pass down to each other, which is really beautiful. I can walk past a black woman in the street and she'll say something about my hair and I know she gets it.
And I feel like to be able to socialize with strangers because of what your hair looks like, it gives out energy.
I mean, if you've watched Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, hair can literally tell you what stage of a breakdown you are in.
Yeah, it's just a cultural thing that literally you cannot get from anyone who is not black. They will not understand it.
I think there's a stereotype that black hair is like really tough and hard to deal with, but it's really not. I think if you have education and you know what you're doing, then you're actually fine.
When black people are gonna get their hair done, it's a whole day of we need to have to ourselves. So when people say, oh, can you come out, you know, let's go out here, and I'm saying, oh, sorry, I can't, I've got to do my hair. Don't ask me questions, just understand that the black hair routine is just a lot longer than you can actually imagine.
So it would be like my mom would go or my auntie would go first and then I would go afterwards. And it's like you're just prepared to sit there for the whole day and you're just smelling the relaxer, and then people come in with DVDs trying to sell or clothes.
It's more like just us lot in the salon. We're talking about different things. We're just from all different walks of life, but we share so much in this place, the jokes. I love how unfiltered some of these characters are that I'm around.
You know, there's people eating food, there's music, there's someone doing nails in the corner, there's aunties having African banter.
Now that I'm older, it's not so much the hairdressers I go to, it's more I have a personal hairdresser. I will go to her house and we will have our own therapy session while she's doing my hair. And when I mean it, it's literally healing.
I don't find hair care stressful. I find it really, really fun. I'm constantly like scrolling through Pinterest to try and find new ways to care for my hair.
When you look at society and the media, they love to describe our hair as tough and nappy, when it's actually the complete opposite. You have to understand your hair, you have to take care of it, you have to nourish it, you have to really, really understand what it needs to actually flourish.
I think it is the greatest form of self-care that a Black person can give themselves when they're not living in a Black-dominated society.
All I can say, it's going to take a while for a lot of Black women and Black men and just Black people in general to really understand their hair, but once you do, it's just like a completely different world, and I love it.
So going into a barbershop as a young queer Black boy was often quite a terrifying experience. You always had to like armor yourself up going into that situation. You know, lots of music being played, sometimes with lyrics that were misogynistic, that were a little sprinkle of homophobia in there as well. So it was kind of, the tone was almost kind of set in there, but you'd feel uncomfortable.
Barbers I always found really triggering. Really, really triggering. I never, even as I'm saying it now, I'm getting goosebumps. I never really identified with many Black males, ever.
And as a Black queer person, or as a Black person in general, as a Black man, you feel that you should be masculine. And when you go into those spaces, if you are not that, you know, you kind of feel exposed. And I've always been a very feminine little boy. And, you know, there were things that would often betray me and expose me to everyone. So that's why I always felt a bit nervous going into those spaces.
I didn't find any way to bond with them at all. I had my music in my ears all the time, or I would have a book, or I would take like a stack of magazines to read or something just to like take myself out of the room.
And I'd always sit there completely quiet, not moving until it was my turn to go up. But even going up to the chair to get your hair cut, it felt like the chair was like miles away. The chair felt so far away.
Because I found it so energy expensive going into an all Black, all male environment. It was too much for me. I felt so much more at home in salons in my spirit, but in my physicality, I never felt at home there either, because to everyone that was there, I wasn't supposed to look like I was enjoying being there.
So this hairstyle I'm wearing now, I have had it for less than 24 hours. I did it especially for you.
When it comes to hair, it's like a show of personality, it's like a show of mood.
This is unbridled expression and experimentation and collaboration and joy.
One thing about my hair, and I'm sure a lot of Black people can relate, is we're not trying to get it wet for nothing. That's one thing that I envy about everyone else. It's like, you guys just get in the pool and just put your whole head underneath this water. No, you know?
Let's say the last 6 years of my hair journey has been absolutely glorious. I've absolutely loved it, every single minute of it. Even though I've had styles that are questionable, I still walk out on the street and people say you look stunning with that hairstyle. And you know what? Respect to myself and no one else. My choices.
I used to get sent home from school because I used to have like, I would dye my hair like half blue or shave half my head off, because it's like I was yearning to just come out of this box of you can only do certain hairstyles, you know?
I know people say like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I believe that beauty is in the eye of the colonizer. So as much as you feel like, or we feel like, oh, we're seeing all of these Black products now, and that's not really any kind of growth, that's not any real change. Because if people still see people with particular hairstyles, black hairstyles, and say, oh, that doesn't look professional, or oh, you look strange, or why have you done that to your hair, we're not making any kind of progress.
Everyone watches TV, and what does the media reflect? The media doesn't actually reflect that great on black hair. It's either a weave or it's relaxed hair. If not, it's, you know, a black lady suffering and she has her natural hair, and that's seen as a black lady suffering. It's not seen as something to be proud of.
I've definitely had experiences where I've been at work and say I've had an afro hairstyle, I had my hair braided, and there's kind of this insinuation or this kind of feeling that it's not really the professional place to have hair like that.
When I was growing up, I know that sometimes I used to shy away from like certain hairstyles because of school, not because of like how I've been brought up, but mostly because of like societal pressures. But knowing that she's around people who uplift her, and she has like a mum like me who wears hair like this, so it's just nice to see that she's able to do that.
And I do think those opinions have changed now, but certainly when I was starting like my working career, people made it known that it wasn't really the place to be, or it was kind of ghetto, it was ratchet. So certainly like braided protective styles, which is what they are often seen as unprofessional in those environments.
It's always been kind of like straightening. It's always been like, okay, like, what is the attractive hairstyle? The attractive hairstyle was always on the attractive person. The attractive person was always white. So I was never attractive.
But eventually I started to look within and started to actually dislike myself for actually going through that, for trying to imitate someone else's hair texture, someone else's hairstyle. And I decided, you know what, I really do need to love myself and love my hair a lot more, because my hair is a part of me. My hair is unique. It's different to everyone else's hair that I know. So I decided I'm gonna work with what I have. And what I have, I found is absolutely great, provided you know how to take care of it. And that's been another journey.
I mean, obviously we're still having cases where kids are having to protest to wear their natural hairstyles to school to be educated. So yeah, there probably still actually is a lot of more work to be done, definitely to change people's minds.
But right now, I don't feel the need to be palatable. I feel the need to be unapologetically me. And so that's where we're at.
My relationship with my hair has been a difficult one, a toxic one at that. That's because I used to hate my hair. The school that we went to, like our primary school, had only a handful of black people, so I wasn't seeing black girls with hair like me. I was seeing Caucasian girls with long blonde hair, brunettes, whatever, very straight, silky hair, and so I wished I had that hair.
I developed a really complicated relationship with my hair, and I remember from 19 up until maybe even like 24, if ever my hair grew a little bit, even over like 2 millimeters or something like, not 2 millimeters, I don't know. But whenever my hair grew and it was visible, I would feel really ugly and I would get rid of it. I would rush to get rid of it straight away.
That's another thing I envy about other people. You just go to sleep anyhow. No, I can't. I have to wrap my hair. I have to be prepared so that in the morning there's less work to do. It's a whole other thing. Like, a lot of people won't understand, but whoever gets me, y'all know. It's not easy.
I recently cut all my hair off, having a big, massive afro that was out here, which I grew for a very long time, which I do believe was a big part of me. However, I feel cutting it off, it took off baggage, it took off emotional trauma, and it gave me a sense of lightness.
It's just sad to think that I was so desperate for this, like, to conform to this European beauty ideal, that I permed my hair and did all of these things to my hair and got products that are really, really bad for your endocrine system, just all for this ideal that I was never going to be able to really have.
With every stage of added acceptance of my queerness and my femininity, my hair got longer. And here we are now. So by my birthday, it's probably gonna be down to the floor.
I would say at least a week before I need my hair done, especially if I really need my hair done, that week is rocky. That is an emotional week.
If I needed to get my hair done, the whole world would have to stop. I felt like I couldn't go out. I wouldn't go to the store. I wouldn't want to see people.
As a black woman, I know and I understand that it's not as easy, and I do have a confidence that a lot of black women don't have, and I'm so happy that I found that.
What I've experienced recently is a huge shift in what we call the natural hair movement. So stepping away from relaxed or texturized hair and stepping into more appreciating your natural hair curls and how you can enhance them.
It's a huge wave of Instagram hairdressers, and you can find someone to do your hair literally on your phone at your fingertips.
Once the hair is done, everything is different. The clothes that you tried on before, that looked shit on you before, look so nice now. It's so crazy how your hair changes outfits. I can wear something simple, but because my hair is right, the outfit looks different.
Because it's tighter, so everything just lays flat and you can just see the beauty of your face or your bone structure or whatever it is, and you just feel great. It's an electric feeling.
If my hair was to speak through my own lips, it would say, this is a gorgeous person. This is a person that's learned to love themselves. And because I appreciate myself from within, it then shows externally.
I think it's just a journey, for myself, of realizing that we are incredible. I'm incredible. I'm an incredible black woman. I love where I'm from. I love who I am, and I don't want to change anything about that.
Because I noticed as soon as I cut my hair, everyone was like, oh my God, your skin, I think everything kind of just pops a little bit more on my face when I don't have hair, because you can focus more on these features.
And yeah, it's been really good. You can see I'm happy. Honestly, I'm so happy.
My hair is my crown, and I don't want to be walking around with a broken crown.
There always seems to be something to say about black hair. But the simple fact is that our hair is a crown. It's our crown, not to be questioned, discussed, adjusted, or judged by anyone but us. And our hair story is ours.